സൂത്രം 2. യോഗ ചിത്തവൃത്തി നിരോധ. The Lakshana or signs of Sarvavritti Nirodha are spoken of in this sutra. Sampragnada and Asampragnada are also certain types of Chittavritti. Chitta is Trigunatmaga. The three guna of Chitta are Prajna, Pravritti and Sthitishila. The form of Prajna is the Sattva of the Chitta. With Rajas and Tamas, Aishwarya are created. And attachments and love for certain Vishaya, sensory objects, will happen. If tamas alone, it will lead to atharma, ajnana, avairagya, anaishwarya, etc. With these, the covering of the moha is formed. The covering of moha of tamas is removed with a little bit of rajas. So that effort for obtaining dharma, jnana, vairagya and aishwarya begins. When rajas is removed, the sattva purusha, which is the swarupa, remains, and with its effect, the dhyana of dharma megha starts by mere anyatha khyadi. Beyond that is what the dhyani calls the prasamkhyanam. The chitti shakti, which is aparinamini. Aparinamini means changeless. Apradisankrama. That means apradisankrama means that which does not migrate from one to the another. Shuddha, that is pure. And Ananda, endless, the infinite, is visible only at that stage. Chitti Shakti is Sattva Gunatmika. Its opposite is called Viparita Khyadi. The Chitta, which is Virakta, in Viparita Khyadi, is famous. Khyadi means famous, no? As the Niruddha Chitta, one who has controlled the Chitta. This state is reached by our samskara. This is Nirbija Samadhi. Both Sampragnada and Asampragnada are Chittavritti itself. The Vajaspadi says about this Vyasabhashya part, Vajaspadi says, Tasya is a Shabda, showing that Vyasa is speaking about the Lakshana of the two types of yoga already spoken about in the prior sutra. Yoga is a state when all the avastha, like pramana, are absent in the chitta because they are all niruddha, controlled. But the sattviki chittavritti is not obstructed in it. Sampragnada samadhi has the sign of avyabhagatva. Avyabhagatva means not spreading in everything, everywhere. This is because sarvachitta vritti nirodha has not happened in Sampragnada Samadhi. The klesha karma vipaka is not totally removed. It has become reduced but not totally removed. The rajasa and tamasa chitta vritti are obstructed, niruddha, but their bija, the seed, is still there. It is not destroyed. What is the meaning of saying that chitta, which is eka, has the union of aneka? Aneka means more than one. Eka means one. So what is the meaning of that? Like the chitta, etc. Is it possible to obstruct the vrittis of such a chitta? To find answers to such questions, we have to first analyze the cause or hetu of this avastha sambandha. Avastha sambandha means union of such states. Now, prajna. Prajna is the shila or habit of chitta with sattva guna. Pravritti is the habit of chitta with rajoguna. Sthiti is the habit of chitta with tamoguna. Lakshana or signs of chitta are prajna, that is sattva guna, which prajna means there should be prasada, laghava and preeti. Always the person will be blissful, light and happy and healthy. Then you say that he is having prajna, he is having sattva guna. Lakshana of chitta with pravritti or rajoguna is karma, the tapa due to the karma, shoka. Always working for something, heat and sorrow of these work forces. That is the common type of ordinary life, no? And the Lakshana of chitta with sthiti, tamoguna, gaurava, avarana and dhainyata, heaviness which makes them lie down or sleep all the time. They do not do any work. People who does not do any work, but it has got Gurutva as well, just like the earth, and covered by a veil of, but it is covered by a veil of untruth. Hence, it is not at ease or is not free to move freely. It is in a sleepy state. One have to arouse it to activity in that state. In this way, the chitta, which is eka, since it is made of three guna, has guna vaishamya or imbalance of the three guna due to their varying proportions. And this imbalance and different proportions of combinations leads to pressures between each other in different ways. Paraspara Vimardha Vaichitriya, and results in different and varying parinamas. Parinamas is changes or form, evolutions. This is the evolution of your mind and appears as many. When chitta is predominantly of tamoguna, it has sthitishila or inertia. It is in a state of inertia. And jadhavastha, inert state, and qualities of pinda. Pinda means an object having a mass. That is why there is gurutva. The what you call the attractive power of the earth is because of this gurutva. So qualities of a pinda, that is an object with mass, the gaurava, the solidity, and weight, which pulls it down, weight pulls you down, and covering around is a mandala or field like vayu in the case of the earth, and disability of movement, that is called dainya. It cannot move away from a certain orbit, it cannot move away from that a path, it cannot move from there. So all these things are inherent in a sthitishila. Because of these, it is a tamograha. That is why the earth is called a tamograha, the dark planet. It is the dark planet because it has got all these things, and all the people who are born on this earth also has got this habit. Being the children of the mother earth, we all have got that tamo guna because we are children of the tamo graha. And this grahana shila, it has got a grahana shila. What is the grahana shila? Habit of grahana, catching, grasping is grahana. But it also means cognition. Grahana is also cognition. And in the case of the astronomers, they call it as the eclipse. Earth has the habit of eclipse. So grahana means grasping something, to grasp, to have cognition, and also to have an eclipse. So all these things are associated with the sthitishila, with the pinda, with the tamas or the tamograha of the earth. All these things we also have got being the children of the earth. That is why we are called, we are all born from the feet of the God. So we have got all the qualities of the Shudra. We have all the qualities mentioned here. So this has got it's a limited ability, you know. This chitta is akin to earth, very earthly, very mundane, very laukika type of chitta. It has several different avasthas, avandara avasthas, and several mirrors in which these are reflected differently, depending upon the abilities of each one of us. We are all having unique powers of cognition, unique power of grasping powers. Because of that, so many mirrors are constructed by so many members of our race, as well as so many members of the different races of animals, birds, and other living things. And due to these reasons, earth appears as Bhedavati, with separate or different natures and forms and names, the Jaiva Vaividya, the biodiversity. We think that there is Veda or difference. And its bhavana, imagination that there is difference, is the nature or swabhava of all earthly things. And this nature is shared by Kshipta Chitta also. The Mudhas, the Kshipta Chittas also share this. And the reason is the lack of cognitive power or the lack of proper cognitive power. The Sattva, which is seen as the form of Chitta, is called Chitta Sattva. In such a Chitta, Prajna or the Sattvic functioning naturally increases. Even in this chitta, there is rajas and tamas, but in insignificant proportions only. Because of their existence, the love for sound, nada, etc., of Aishwarya, etc., exists in different proportions. The Animadi Aishwarya are due to predominance of Sattva Guna and its Pranidhana. Pranidhana means Ishvara Pranidhana means it's a type of upasana. No? When you do an upasana on Aishwarya, Aishwarya happens. The Animadi Aishwarya are due to predominance of Sattva Guna and its Pranidhana. When Sattva is covered by Rajas, Alpalabdhi, achievement is only partial. And Purna Siddhi or perfect or complete achievement does not happen unless there is Sattva Chitta. There is interest and effort to achieve Siddhi for everyone, but the Siddhi remains incomplete due to Rajas like Shabda, Rupa, etc. Vikshipta Chitta belongs to this category. Only part of it is achieved. It is this loving Chitta which becomes the Bhakta Chitta. Vikshipta Chitta has got power of love, and that becomes the Bhakta Chitta. And through that love for God, through that Bhakta or loving nature towards the God, it becomes naturally, it removes all the bad things in it and then approaches the Sattva qualities. If it is completely overshadowed and covered by tamas, it can become Darshaya Mudha, that is unable to perceive truth. Most of the common mundane people are this type of Darshaya Mudha. They cannot see the truth. They always see the differences only. They don't see the oneness of the entire creation. But if not so, it can proceed to state of concentration. That is, the Bhakta Chitta can proceed to concentration on the Lord of their personal love. And then in that object of love with bhakti, and they become liberated by experiencing the oneness of the entire creation. Even though they don't have the high intellect and cognition power, they through the bhakti, the love for everything as that of their personal God, they also achieve that sattva concentrated state. The totally blind chitta with predominant tamas alone is the mudha chitta, and it can never perceive truth. It will always go round and round with the mundane, earthly pleasures alone. When tamas and its covering become thicker and grosser, it prevents the utsarana. Utsarana is going upward and it pulls downwards. That is the nature of the earth, earth pulls downwards. So utsarana is prevented. You cannot go up to a certain level in your mental level. You are just pulled down. Your mind is pulled down by this tamoguna. This is because of its gaurava or gurutva or the weight. Gurutva or gaurava is because of the weight. And therefore tamas pulls down the chitta to atharma. Ajnana, the lack of wisdom. Viparyayatnana, the knowledge opposite to truth. Abhava pratyayalambana, dependence on the lack of existence of light and knowledge of sleep. Nidratnana, etc. are characteristic of tamas, which denotes its mudha avastha. The lightest or the most laghava, Sattvika Chitta, has qualities diametrically opposite to these. So what will be the nature of that? It is pure light and energy in its form. It draws everything upwards. Sarana happens. It spreads and expands everywhere. Sarva Vyabhitam, Sarvagami. It spreads everywhere freely. The Sattva which emerges, Avirbhuta, after cutting away the coverings of Tamas and Rajat, is Prakasha or light, light of knowledge, light of wisdom. It raises one to Dharma, Jnana, Vairagya, and Aishwarya. It is not affected by the Anaishwarya, the obstructions to the free will and tendency to go back to Adharma. Like the Rajasic or Tamasic minds, there is no trace of Adharma in a Sattvic mind, only Dharma, the light of wisdom. The covering of Rajas and Tamas are called Avarana or coverings, and Moha or desires. The avarana get decreased by praharsha. What do you mean by praharsha? The happiness. The most happy person will be a yogi. The praharsha comes from the knowledge of oneness. Everything is the same. Everything is the one. From that experience comes the most blessed state, the most praharsha, happy state. Then there is only Sarvavyapi Purusha's Prakasha, or the light of wisdom, that alone manifests everywhere, and covering is totally lost. And the work done to get dharma and aishwarya is the function of a little bit of rajas remaining. In a yogin who has reached the asampragnata samadhi, the chitta sattva is all the time in the middle position, that is in the madhya bhumika of the light of prajna. It never goes down. There is no tamas or rajas there. There is no mudhatva or pravritti there. What is there then? Sarvagnatva. So Sarvagnatva is the nature of the sattvic mind. Samprasadatva, the most prasada, the most happy state. And Sarvavyapitva, the knowledge of everything, knowledge of bliss and expansion everywhere. That experience is there. There is no seed of karma, so that samsara does not sprout again. Yogi is forever meditating in the dhyana, he is dhyana magna in an adhikranta bhava. Adhikranta means one who has crossed the samsara state. He is in a meditative mood, always immersed in meditation, and has crossed the samsara in the fourth state of turiya, and is fixed in that prajna position. Hence Gita calls him the sthita prajna. Here the sthiti, that state of sthiti, but in the bhumi we said the sthiti is the tamas, but here when you are fixed in the prajna, that also is sthiti, no? So Gita calls it the sthita prajna. Chitta is now in its real swarupa. For a yogi chitta who has thus, with practice or abhyasa and vairagya, that is non-attachment, matured, putapaga, and devoid of mala or impurities of raja and tamas, is pure as a heated gold. Gold, when it is boiled, become very pure, no? Just like that, in the intellect, fixed in its own swarupa and withdrawn from all the senses and the vishaya, with adhikara for which wisdom, and nitya viveka of cause and effect, which is called the viveka ghyati, fame of wisdom. People say, that person is very wise. That the fame of wisdom is viveka ghyati. There is nothing more to be done or to be achieved in that viveka ghyati state. The chitta is only sattva purusha anyada khyati, and it is dhyana leena in dharma mekha. Dharma mekha is a term famous among yogins. Those who meditate call the chitta from the state of sattva purusha anyada khyati to dharma mekha as prasamkhyana, which is absolute or paramam. There is no difference between dharma and dharmi. Chitta is samanadhikara or attained oneness of dharma dharmi in the state of dharma mekha samadhi. The cause or hetu which destroys viveka ghyati and which is the cause of chitti shakti is the nirodha samadhi. The viveka ghyati, there is sadhuta and asadhuta, and these has to be understood. Impurity or ashuddhi is in the form of sukha and pleasure and dukkha, the dualities, and moha, the desires. Even for a wise man, a viveki, the desire for sukha ends up always in dukkha. Therefore, the desire in the dualities has to be totally abandoned. You have to become totally an advaiti. All the dvaita has to stop. If there is ashuddhi inside, chitti shakti will be less. Ability for direct perception or sakshatkara will be less. Only when all the forms of impurities of sukha, dukkha and moha are abandoned forever, chitta becomes its vishuddha rupa, the most pure form, and is revealed in its swaswarupa, resplendent energy of light form. Whatever is the Vishaya or the subject or sensory object perceived by our sense organs, all of them have Ashuddhi of duality. Therefore, intellect has to be separated from such forms and names, and the Chitti Shakti, which alone is the form of truth, should be made into a mirror, just like a mirror, to see the Purusha Chetas identifies itself in a pure form in Chitti Shakti. Chitti Shakti is the Prakriti, own Shakti of the Purusha. In it, the Purusha concentrates all its energy as if in a mirror and visualizes oneself. This Samyoga of Shakti and Purusha is an energy dance, and rather a perception of each in the other as a mirror. This Chitta fixed in own Chitti Shakti with Ekagrata, in dhyana of it forever, is Aprati Sankrama. It doesn't have any place to do Sankrama. It does not move from that position. That is why it is Aprati Sankrama. It does not change its focus into any other object. It does not change its course or go away from her in search of another. Where to go if one understands that everything is the same? Then there is no need to convert from one place to another, to change position from one to another. Everything is the same. Why change your position? Be concentrated in the wisdom. That is that state of yoga. This Chitta, in this particular Chitta, there is the three Dharma Lakshana described earlier in this Chitta and no subjects as well. For a Chitta which is changeless, resplendent Chitti Shakti is the Siddha or the achieved. Siddha means the one who has achieved. The Chitta which has achieved Chitti Shakti is the Siddha Chit. And Buddhi is the Sattva and is very bright but different from Chitti Shakti. Buddhi is different from Chitti Shakti. Buddhi has Vritti Bahulya. Buddhi has different functions and therefore there are some defects possible. To be perfect, that also has to be controlled with Jnana Prasada Matra and Paravairagya. Even Vivekakhyadi can be controlled. Thus, in the Chitta which is devoid of any type of Vritti, Sarva Chitta Vritti Nirodha, Nirbija Samadhi state occurs. Nirbija means seedless. The seed of Jatyayurbhoga. Jati means birth. That which is Jata is Jati. Ayurbhoga is the enjoyment of life in this particular birth. Now all this Jatyayurbhoga is the effect of love for karma, which is always associated with klesha or sorrows. All this disappear in Nirbija Samadhi. Multitudes of jiva in different forms are born and continue the trees of samsara due to the Jatyayurbhoga. Dharma Megha of the yogi is a state in which even the bija of the samsara is totally burned, totally lost. And in this way, both Samprajnada and Asamprajnada types of samadhi as yoga has to be understood by this